Hello everyone, my name is Chris. In today's video we're gonna take a look at the updated tier list for Season 3. We're gonna take a look at every single weapon they've added to a game, and I'm gonna give my opinion as a high tier competitive player and the person that just likes winning in ranked. This is gonna be a competitive tier list based on the fact that you want to win your games. If you wanna just chill, have some fun, drink some stuff, you can just play whatever you want. This is not gonna be a big problem. When it comes to game mode, I'm gonna make a tier list based on, this is not a terminal attack tier list, this is gonna be a world tour, meaning that it's gonna be a 12-man, right? And when it comes to terminal attack, you just play LH1, you play thermal vision, sonar grenade, and gateway, and then you just, basically your gameplay is this, you do this, you hide, and then you do this, boom, boom. This is your terminal attack, very brain damaged mode. Developers need to be, I don't know, fired immediately for the decision they made with terminal attack. I'm going to stick with the proper game mode for human beings, right? So let's get started. I feel like we need to take a look at the new weapons first, and Spare goes in a very strong category. The fact that you can do some very silly stuff with your hook. Of course, I'm not going to be able to hook a person, but I'm probably going to be able to hook a barrel. So you're hooking a barrel, and then you're starting to spin. It's very difficult to run away because the hook applies micro stun, and every single time you do this and then this, the person is gonna be half HP. Maybe you're gonna chase him out, maybe your teammate is gonna do something, you still have an RPG, you still have the bubble, and you still have the barricade to be very much safe and alive. This weapon is incredibly powerful on the new map. This weapon is incredibly powerful on Monaco, on pretty much every single game mode except suspended structures where you have floating thingies, right? And probably the worst map for this weapon is Skyway Stadium because of long ranges, and you would just not be able to close up the distance. But then again, you can hyper compensate it with your hook. Moving on to the next one. This is going to be bow. Bow is a very throwing item. I don't understand why would they add it to a game and then buff LH1. It felt so counterintuitive. It is incredibly difficult for me to understand the logic behind it. So bow, on paper, this might be a decent weapon, but the fact that you have to charge it, the fact that it's projectile based, the fact that it's very unreliable makes this weapon difficult to use, and you will end up in a situation where opponents are just gonna two-tap you with LH1 by the time you just shoot your first bullet. So this is a very much throwing item. It's really fun to use, but it's very fun until you run into a double heavy team. It's very fun until on terminal attack there is a person with LH1 overpowering you. It's all fun in games until someone starts abusing some insane and powerful stuff. So bow, pretty mediocre, pretty terrible. Next up on the list we have this thing is absolute throwing as well, probably even Y category. I don't understand what developers are doing. This is a first-person competitive shooter, and do they understand the shooter part where you have to shoot your weapons and they have to be not medieval, right? So dual blades, interesting design for casuals, but they are just terrible. You're gonna always lose to every single heavy melee weapon, not because your weapon is weak, but because he has 100 more HP, meaning that time to kill for medium is going to be way faster than time to kill for the heavy, right? So you have this deflect slash block option, but I mean, you're just gonna like, okay, I do this and you just run away like this. Woo! What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it, bro? Cry about it? So let's pretend that this guy is blocking. I'm like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? Turn around, run away. Very nice weapon. You cannot apply pressure from distance. You cannot help your teammates. If you are playing this, you are absolutely throwing. GG, absolute terrible tier. Next up we have XP54, which is considered to be an absolute meta since closed beta 1. The weapon is still incredibly powerful, and the fact that you can pretty much have any range and you can be useful from far, you can be useful from up close, makes it incredible, right? The fact that they haven't done anything for the recoil, the fact that they are still allowing this weapon to, you know, be as it is, makes no sense, and at the same time makes a lot of sense, because if they would cook XP54, light class is completely dead, there is nothing to play for. As you can see here, I am just destroying my training bots without any problem, and Like this is the damage you might expect from yourself. This weapon requires a pretty decent aim, pretty decent FPS and ping if you want to have fun on it, as well as you have to be very careful with who you're approaching, how you're approaching, and when you're approaching. But this is like light stuff. If you are curious, watch my light guide. I've done quite a few right now. So this is an absolute S tier weapon, not the best, but still out there. I really like it on shorter maps where you kind of want to justify playing light, but still don't want to run LH1. So this weapon is going to be really, really good for you. Double barrel. You will never guess what I'm placing it. This is, I'm pretty sure this is like top of the A tier. This is going to be a really powerful weapon for the light, simply because it does this. You just come close and you just double tap. Oh, you think this is like a filthy medium? You just come close and double tap this guy as well. And you just come close and double tap this guy. And if you miss, you just go invis and you try to double tap him again. And then you just go invis. Again, this is going to be pretty difficult, and I'm not placing this weapon S tier, partly because invis is getting nerfed, partly because it's like more difficult to kill enemies as they are being adjusted to how you are playing. Like in open beta and season 1, this weapon was very powerful, partly because people were clueless and delusional, but now like the rank inflated so much, your average gold knows a lot more about the game and ways to approach than a person that was plat or like low diamond back then. So this weapon is pretty strong. It's definitely not S tier, but can be out there. Very annoying to play against, right? AK-47, absolute S tier weapon. Do I think it's better than XP54? Yes, because light class is just terrible. I think this weapon is absolutely great. I am the biggest fan of AK-47. This is my favorite gun to use, and I like it when you are a support. I like it when you are playing a support role, when you have to not go in off angle, but stay behind your heavy and make sure that all utility is broken, every single mesh, every single bubble, every single turret, every single mine. With this weapon, you will be able to make the life of your heavy a lot easier. So you can do this, you can shoot, you can heal beam, and then you can shoot again, and you can heal beam, and then you can continue shooting. And if you get right timing, the person is gonna open his mesh shield, for example, you burst it, you heal for some time, he closes it, and you kill him, right? So AK-47, absolute banger, super very much S tier weapon. I highly advise you to learn it if you are still a person that likes using SCAR. I feel like it's very much justifiable to play AK-47 in pretty much every single composition, whether it's going to be double medium, double heavy, or heavy medium light. This is Garbanzo. I think this goes in a throwing category. It can be sometimes strong, but I don't believe in the power of this weapon. It is as ugly as my skin. Yes, you can 3-tap medium, and then it's pretty decent when you wanna kill people that are on a cash out, but you quickly realize that sometimes you are making sometimes you are taking a fight and you have to shoot like this, and this weapon is terrible for that. Sometimes there is a person on 1 HP right here, and you would definitely kill him with AK or SCAR, but you cannot because you are playing CL40. Sometimes you need to get one more bullet into a person, but you don't have it because you have 4 bullets. So this goes at the top of the throwing category. It can be sometimes strong, and if you are mechanically and macro better in terms of macro, of course you're gonna find value in this weapon. Outside of it, very mediocre. Definitely don't wanna buy that, or sorry, use that. M60, S tier. Better than this, better than this. How? Why would they do that? Why would they make a weapon like? I just don't understand their logic. So they're like, how do we balance this weapon so casual players are gonna find it fun? First 5 bullets going everywhere. Last 65 are laser. This is laser beam, man. And the more you go, the more laser-ish it becomes. So look, boom, laser, and then I killed this guy, and then I killed this guy, and then I killed this guy probably, right? So 1 mag was enough to kill a medium, 2 lights, and a heavy. 1 magazine. This is incredible. Like, yeah, you have the charge up time, but after the charge up time, you are just unstoppable, right? So it's like, I don't know how it works. I'm actually curious if there is like a Aha, so you don't want to do this, you don't want to burst, because it's always going to be first 5 bullets. So if you're playing M60, it's very much important to, like, you know, go for the first bullets, and then you just do this. Like, this is incredible. I really want to try M60, because like it was pretty powerful in open beta, and then they just cooked it for no reason, and I feel like now it's back. I kind of understand why they did it, but they didn't take into consideration the fact that there are gonna be aim gods in this game that are just gonna completely erase you from existence using this weapon. But yeah, you cannot balance it out like that. You're either gonna please the casual audience that buys Battle Pass, or you're just gonna go bankrupt. Model 1887 is an absolute S-tier weapon, probably one of the best weapons in the game, partly due to the fact that pretty much every single cash out is in close quarter environment. Look at this, I can just 2-tap mediums. This is insanely broken beyond belief, man. Like, there is just nothing you can do about it, right? Heavies, you can 3-tap heavies, and it takes absolute no skill. I'm just placing my crosshair on a person and shoot in the direction of where he is going, right? You can play this in double medium, you can play this in double heavy. Imagine you are playing triple shotgun. This is like incredibly powerful, especially on closed maps like new map, Monaco, and stuff like this. There are game modes that encourage cash outs to be up close, or not to be up close, to be in close quarter environment, and you just absolutely dominate your competition with this. With model 1887, you turn from a person that is very much afraid, plays behind his APS, maybe gives like the heavy movement and then defibs him if something, to the person that just goes in. Guys, I'm going in. Boom, boom. Okay, so can you tell me what this person has anything to do with me if he's playing Scar? Boom, boom. He's just dead. Right, like he's gonna maybe get me to 120 HP, and I'm gonna completely devour him alive. Lights, boom, up. Like, this guy is just like, he needs to go and reset after one shot, and I have 6 of them. Incredibly powerful. This skin gives you buff, so if you are looking to upgrade, this is a great upgrade. Highly advise you to buy this skin. I feel like this is pay to win. You see a lot more, and it feels like you're a cowboy, not a player that's holding some weird stick in his hand. Sword got cooked. It's a throwing item right now. Since you can no longer do this, which is like, you know, it's like the same pretty much. Can you maybe weapon swap? You cannot weapon swap, no? Can you? Okay, let's see. Boom, and then you weapon swap. No, they completely cooked it. Like, maybe you do that, but then again, it's like, pretty unreliable. And then of course you do dashes, right, with it. I've tried to master the sword, and I think I was pretty successful with it, but it's just the fact that it's pretty squishy, and then we had a double heavy meta. Like, you're just gonna find yourself in situations where you're throwing way harder than you are throwing with any ranged weapon. Like, it seems nice, but then again, you catch an RPG to the face, a person is playing shotgun, a person is playing medium shotgun, or a person is playing LH1. Like, what are the chances you have against them, right? A person with LH1 is just gonna 2-tap you, a person with shotgun is just gonna 1-tap you, an RPG is almost gonna 1-tap you. So even though this weapon was pretty insane, now it's just a fraction of the power it possesses. Sledgehammer is A tier. I don't think it's better than, maybe it is better. I think it is better. It's like this, right? So the biggest advantage of a Sledgehammer over any other melee weapon in the game is the fact that you can break everything, right? So let's imagine the situation that they are placing barricades. Boom, there are no barricades anymore. Let's imagine the situation when they have a cash out, you are defending it from one below, and you need to drop it, right? You can drop it with RPG, you can drop it with C4, or you just do this, boom, and it drops, right? And then you kill a person that drops with it. Not only that, but Sledgehammer received an indirect buff, because now you can hook people. Of course, I'm not going to be able to hook this guy, but if I were to be hooking him, it's like boom and boom. This is very, very deadly, very bad for your opponents. Like, imagine this is a barrel and you immediately hook it, boom. I don't think you can avoid that. I really don't think you can avoid that. There is not a single thing you can, maybe like you evasive dash away, but then it's just a massive throw if you were playing an evasive dash on light right now. So pretty strong weapon, very nice, I like it. M11. It is very mediocre. It is a painfully mediocre weapon in the current state of the game, because again, you are trying to avoid getting up close at any cost, right? And then you try to take fights with a person. Actually not that bad. I might place it in a super strong category. This is like, no, this is absolutely like, if you're playing this weapon, you don't expect to win. Like, no, this person is gonna kill me. This person is obviously gonna kill me. Like, by the time I'm leaving him at 70% HP, or I am leaving him at 30% HP, my whole HP is gone because I have less HP and it takes less milliseconds to kill me, right? So up close, of course, but like, not only you need to have great FPS, not only you need to have great aim, but this weapon is just not it. It's like, no. Absolutely highly advise you not to play it. This is not the meta where you wanna practice with it. Scar, still insane. Definitely better than M60. It's just very much overpowered. Nothing you can say about it. It's already been said. The fact that I can like cook a person from here, like look at this one, and I don't even have the best aim in the game. This is like, my aim is painfully mediocre in comparison with people that I am competing against, and still you can just absolutely devour people alive, right? Like, the fact that you can deal so much damage as a medium is very, very valuable. You cannot do that with pretty much any gun in the game. Like, if you take AKM and try to do the same on this bot, I'm gonna struggle a little bit because of the visual recoil. Maybe not, because, like, you know, I am accustomed to doing that, but still it's would have been so much better. Scar is insane. Scar is an absolute S tier weapon. 25 bullets. The fact that you can destroy mesh, destroy bubbles right now makes this weapon even more valuable for the medium. I'm pretty sure medium has the most balanced 3 weapons in the game, and all of them are S tier. So if you are contemplating whether you want to go model, AKM, or Scar, it's all gonna come down to your preference. It really doesn't matter. You can take any and still gonna have massive value. You just need to change your playstyle and let your team know when you are approaching, when you are not approaching, so they act accordingly. Lewis gun is like lost. It went from being an absolute S tier every single time to sometimes strong. Let me elaborate. So first of all, you need to take a look at the recoil. What is that? It is going everywhere, but not where I want it to be, right? So let me try to kill people with it. I can kind of get accustomed to it, but it's like difficult. I'm trying to fight a demon when I'm shooting this weapon. I'm like unleashing my inner aimer to really do anything against these players, because like, oh, this heavy, oh, it's like I'm struggling to survive, you know? Like, Lewis gun, is it good? It's very situational. It is like, you know, sometimes strong, right? And then again, do you want to come close on this weapon against shotguns? No, because they're gonna kill you. Like, look, even here, like, I'm already dead. Or he's just using a hook. He's just using something else and closing up the distance on me. So perhaps you can get accustomed to this, but it's just not exactly where you want it, to be. I feel like Lewis gun was pretty balanced with everything except damage drop off. It needed to have it like, let's start from maybe 20 meters to the point where you can now finally start seeing less damage numbers, because if you can cook a person across the map, this is a very bad weapon, right? So I don't know, sometimes strong tier. This is a complete garbage. It should never be in a game. Such a terrible weapon. Still better than knives because it's ranged, but like, yeah, do I need to explain anything about this? It's just okay. Alright, let's move on. Revolver, sometimes strong, definitely worse than all of these weapons. I am lost for words. Like, the only thing they need to add to Revolver is less weapon bloom, less like visual recoil, and a lot of players are gonna enjoy this weapon to the fullest. But the fact that your screen is shaking like crazy, the fact that you don't have enough damage even though you deal a lot, is just, you know. And then the constant reload makes your life as medium a lot more stressful than it should be, you know? So you fundamentally end up in a situation where there is nothing you can do to save yourself from disaster that's about to come, right? So this is a decent weapon. Like, I don't like the reticle on it, or like the iron sight, and then the damage drop-off is pretty insane. Like the fact that I would have killed him with Scar twice by the time I am like even barely scratching him on Revolver. So yeah. Flamethrower. I think it's sometimes strong. I think Flamethrower is better than Lewis gun, I'm not gonna lie. Like the fact that you can use it as a utility weapon more than as a weapon itself is just pretty nice. Hook, and then you Flamethrower a person, maybe that's gonna be very deadly, but look at the range. Is range good? You can cook a person right here. Biggest problem with Flamethrower is the fact that you can no longer play for positions of power and you only play for the objective, meaning that you have to be stationary, like you have to, you know, barricade, APS, maybe Guardian turret even, then perhaps you hook someone like this and then you start cooking him and maybe he's never gonna run away from you. As of right now, Flamethrower, I don't see it coming to meta. I don't think this is gonna be very useful, especially given the fact that a lot of people are gonna play LH1, a lot of people are gonna play Scar, and you're gonna lose to medium shotgun with it as well. So I'm gonna definitely place it a little bit right here, yeah. Throwing knives. I feel like they are decent, but not to the point where it's gonna be justifiable for you to play them, right? So they were very overpowered for some reason in at the end of season 2, and then they decided to revert the changes. They're still decent and you can like maybe find value in them, but yeah, fundamentally you just ended up in a situation where you can't really kill a person like far because it's a projectile slow projectile, and you know, as a bullet drop off, so can be pretty bad, can be terrible. All right, so we do this. And yeah, I mean, I find myself playing this for fun, but if you want to compete, this is definitely not the choice for you. Sniper rifle is going to be, I feel like it's a sometimes strong choice. It's definitely better than throwing knives in some scenarios. It might be definitely better than Flamethrower, both in terminal attack and 12-man. You can play this in a lot of scenarios, and you can find yourself being useful on duck and cover Monaco. You can find yourself being useful on other game modes where you have long ranges and ability to like really sit somewhere above and shoot people. Skyway Stadium with cranes, Monaco, obviously, sometimes even Las Vegas is gonna be a nice choice, but the biggest disadvantage of a sniper rifle is the fact that at some point you have to get close to enemies, and this is exactly where the ADHD kicks in. You have to be like so good at trying to fight people up close, so this is gonna be pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Riot Shield, terrible weapon. I don't even understand why it's still in the game. You have to understand that as a medium player, you need to apply consistent pressure and help your heavy player and help your light player, depending on the composition. With this, I mean, they're trying to buff it, but it's still pretty terrible, right? It's just it's just pretty terrible. The fact that you can be shot through 4 feet, or yeah, and then you can be shot at the side. It just doesn't make this weapon great. It's very, very mediocre. Like, yeah, that nothing I can say about it. Dagger is throwing as well. I don't know, maybe sometimes strong bottom tier. Biggest problem with Dagger is the fact that you have to play evasive dash to be useful with it, because, or maybe Invis is gonna be fine. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this weapon. It's just like, yeah, what if you miss, right? So yes, like this kills, right? This. Okay, so you kill heavy by meleeing after. Boom. Right, so you right click and then you use your melee. What if you don't? What if you don't hit it, right? Let's say that you do this. Boom, you lost. This is like I don't understand how very bad of a player it should be for you to like really like don't die as a light player while you're trying to cut him. It's like almost JoJo where you are trying to cut a person like yeah, terrible. Pistol is actually A tier. I don't think it's better than SH, but it's very strong. It's actually, let me show you. Let me show you. Not only you can have a cool skin, but it's like, look at this one. Holy man. Insane. This is actually insane, no? I think this is really powerful. Holy wait. This is actually really nice. I might do a pistol. Whoa. It's actually really cool. I like it. Like it. Maybe I place pistol S tier actually. This feels like open beta, honestly. This feels like open beta to me. I never tested this weapon, but it seems so powerful, no? Like, yeah, damage drop-off is insane, but like, oh my god. Like, imagine this guy is like stunned or something, right? You just do this, and then you just... This is so fun to use. Like, this is kind of a weapon you should expect to have in the finals, not a bow, man, not a bow. Then you can also do this, and this is gonna be pretty nice. Yeah, I like this weapon. This is really good. It's really good. Yeah, I find it fun. I find it really fun to use V9S. And then we have two of the most overpowered things that the developers refuse to nerf. We have LH1, which is beyond broken. The fact that you can do this, boom, 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 and miss everything, but still like hit a few shots. It's insane. Look how fast heavy is dying. Boom, it's already dead. Look at light. Boom, dead. Yeah, terminal attack is a great mode. Like, you do this and then you just die. Boom, 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 and this guy dies. Like, developers in the patch notes said that LH1 is just gonna be the same weapon but easier to use. No, man, do you understand that it's like beyond overpowered? It is beyond broken. There's like nothing opponents can do about it. What are you gonna do on like Lewis gun or a shotgun against this? You just die for nothing, man. Like, it's so easy to use it. It's brain dead. Like, look, boom, 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 this guy's dead. Boom, I'm shooting this. That there is no recoil, man. It's like, why this weapon's supposed to be very high skill, floor skill, ceiling. Now it's just so easy to use. I don't even understand why would you even use it. It's like, yeah, you're gonna get results like you would never have without LH1, but like, what is your value as a player if you're using this overpowered gun? Like, you don't know how to shoot, you just click. The game does everything for you. It's the same with controller, right? So it's like, are you a good player because, you know, you practiced for it, or you're a good player because you are abusing something, or you're a good player because you're using aim assist, or you're a good player because, you know, so yeah, LH1, insane. I really believe that heavy shotgun is the second best thing in the game. I don't understand why it hasn't been nerfed to the ground yet, because it is broken. Like, look, I just killed a medium. Boom, this guy is also dead. And I have more bullets. Boom, boom, this guy is also probably dead. Boom, dead. Then you can go for more. You like mesh shield. And you reload. Then you like bubble. Boom, 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 boom. Nice mesh shield more. And then boom, 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 boom. Like, do you even believe what you see? Like, if you were to show me this kind of time to kill, like, this is insane, no? This is like crazy. Why? Why would they even add such thing in the game, right? So, no. It's just insane. It is absolutely insane. So this is gonna be it for today's tier list. This is everything I wanted to say. Let me know in the comment section what do you think. See you next time.